Leicester game in particular, like you could see, like fans could see what was happening, and he wasn't reacting to it. We got Jose really. Brendan Rodgers did a Jose, and I look at it, you know, Bielsa's extremely experienced. He gives people a tough time. You know, Leeds have been a bit shaky, but at home they've been decent. Do you fear for him in that regards as well?
Brother, I do. I mean, how many times you stream these games as well? How many times when you're doing watch-alongs, yeah, do you watch these games and think like, bruv, are you going to change it? Like, we're so predictable. It's like 65 minutes. Oh, yeah, let me bring Eddie on for Lacazette. Or I might bring Pepe on for Willian. It's so predictable all the time. And I think if you're playing against Arsenal right now, you're sitting there planning. You can go, right, they're going to play 5 at the back. They're going to play wing backs. They're going to play. You could pick at least 9. You could pick at least 9 out of that 11 that are going to play. You know what substitutions we're going to make. You know what we're going to try and do. We're going to counter-attack. We're not quick in transition. I think we're very predictable, and that's why
Until our left in the game.
And that's it, bro. That's why you see a Dean Smith just come to the Emirates and just rattle us, because it's like, I know what you're going to do. I know how to counter that. I'm going to put more midfielders in, outnumber you in midfield. They had a lot of pace and movement in midfield, and we couldn't get anywhere near them.
Oh, yeah. I
think the problem for me, in my opinion, as a football manager, I think you should always build around the strength of that team while trying to improve the weakness.
Meet them halfway.
If you look at Jurgen Klopp, and I know people use the Liverpool comparison, and it is totally different. I get that. When Klopp went to Liverpool, he played what we sort of said was like blockbuster football. They were winning 4-3. They would concede goals. They had a bit of a shaky defense. But what he realized is the attack is the best thing in this team. I don't think you can play a defensive style with a poor defense. And I think that Arsenal have a poor defense.
You're a target.
You're a target. Gabriel is the only top defender in our defense. You could say Tierney as well as a left back. So half our defense is weak.
And the ones that are decent aren't natural out and out fullbacks in that thing and them things there as well.
Exactly. And you're playing wing back who aren't really wing backs, and you got a left back at centre back. So instead of Arteta going, let me be really defensive and try and sort out the defence, and it's still not working, why not say, do you know what? My defence ain't great. I'll work with them in training, but my attack is the strongest part of this team. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to score goals. I'm going to be free-flowing. We might concede, but we're going to outscore teams. When I can get a good transfer window, I can get a better centre-back to play next to Gabriel. Maybe you need a right-back as well. Then you can be a little bit more defensively solid because you've got the defenders that are going to hold out. People have been saying, oh, we're better defensively this season. We look more solid. Well, actually, we've lost 4 out of 8. Maybe we're not losing by as many goals, but we're still losing games. Does it matter if we lose 1-0 or 3-0? We're still losing. We're not. Yeah. And we're not losing. Let's face it, bruv. We haven't lost to great teams. Like Aston Villa are not great. They've started the season well, but, realistically, we didn't even lay a glove on them at home.
Back defeats prior to playing us. Once again, for those who did not hear me say that.
Back to back. Southampton and Leeds, 2 teams who are, again, not amazing teams, beat them yet. Aston Villa looked like Bayern Munich against us, bro. We couldn't get near them. I think Arteta, he's focusing for me on the wrong thing. What I liked about him last season, when we played that counter-attacking football against the big teams, we were quick in transition. Look at the way we broke down Man City and Chelsea and Liverpool. When we got the ball, we played out from the back. We exploded on the counter-attack. When you're playing against teams who sit back, you don't need to do that. You've now got to get on the front foot and impose yourself on them. He's got to be more flexible. We're not controlling games in midfield. And as you said before in our last stream, bro, not one of our attacking players is in form. And that has to be aimed at the manager, because how does Aubameyang go from Golden Boot winner 2 years ago, last year 1 goal off? If Aubameyang scores 15 Premier League goals this year, I'll be shocked if we carry on playing like this.
Right now, yeah. Even William, I'm not, listen, William's playing poor because William's playing poor. But statistically, I
Yeah.
don't have it to hand. He's creating less chances or game in, game in than against Lampard. Now, when you look at that, Lampard's an attacking coach. For whatever you say, he's going to have to improve defensively, but that's a system that's going to get the best out of him. We're not getting the best out of our players. And one thing that I praised Arteta, and we saw evidently, was his IQ around players and knowing exactly what to do. You look at our team now, it doesn't look like there's a clear plan. It doesn't look like he clearly is convinced by a single player. Clearly, we've said it before, there's several players playing in different roles, certain strikers not playing. So he needs to figure it out. And I'm not saying he needs to have answered every question, but we should be seeing more development right now. And for me, like I said in a video earlier, I just feel at the moment, week in, week out, there is more questions than answers. And all I wanted as a fan was answers. And I'm making question on question. You know, if you answered the answer to creativity, I wouldn't be questioning where the hell Mesut Ozil is and all of these other things, or you brought someone in. We don't help ourselves in that regards. People, make sure you're hitting the like button. And also, I've left this thing up for a while.